Where can you go and meet hundreds of people just like you, strengthen existing relationships and forge new ones with vendors and distributors, and meet some of the biggest names in the industry, where you can go and see the newest tech and services that you need to make your IT business grow. And there'll be thousands of pounds worth of prizes up for grabs. Then what's more, you'll get that for a quid. TechMax 2023 will be on the 23rd of June at Magna Adventure and Science Centre near Meadowhall in Sheffield. This event will be over 4 times larger than last year's event, and this year's event will incorporate a live tech awards, dedicated meeting rooms, demo and interactive areas, and up to 800 other techs just like you. Get registered now at tftmax.com. Where can you go and meet hundreds of people just like you, strengthen existing relationships and forge new ones with vendors and distributors, and meet some of the biggest names in the industry, where you can go and see the newest tech and services that you need to make your IT business grow. And there'll be thousands of pounds worth of prizes up for grabs. Then what's more, you'll get that for a quid. TechMax 2023 will be on the 23rd of June at Magna Adventure and Science Centre near Meadowhall in Sheffield. This event will be over 4 times larger than last year's event, and this year's event will incorporate a live tech awards, dedicated meeting rooms, demo and interactive areas, and up to 800 other techs just like you. Get registered now at tftmax.com.
You're watching Tech Talk in affiliation with Tech for Techs. We're a community that supports independent trade with the help of vendors and distributors. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. London time, and we'll be streaming to Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, TuneIn, and many more. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, and your host, Philip Griffiths.
Well, hello everyone. How are we all doing? This is obviously Tech for Tech's Tech Talk, and this is a live show where we help your IT business grow. And today, what are we going to be talking about today, Jen?
I have no idea.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's that event we're doing next week, which is taking up pretty much most of our year to plan.
Our lives.
That's it. Okay, guys, if you can let us know if you can hear us, that would be amazing. So we've got Phil Pace there as well. We've got
Hello,
John,
Richard Creedy.
We've got Richard. And I'm not even going to try and murder your name. I probably am Vaisal. Sorry if I've got your name wrong on LinkedIn. And we've got Blue Bolt there. Names on my strong point, are they?
They're not mine either, but I do give them a go.
Yeah,
so.
I even get Michelle and Michael mixed up sometimes. So,
hello, Phase 4. Hello, Carl.
How are we doing, Carl? And yeah,
let us know if you can hear us loud and clear, because we have those moments.
Yes, we do. So we just want to make sure everyone can actually hear us. So we've got Mark as well. How are we doing, Mark? Again, guys, if you want to obviously shout out who you are and where you obviously coming from, there we go. So, good evening, everyone from Norfolk. Yeah, okay, here we go. So
hi there, Celtic Computers.
Right, guys, if you are coming up as Facebook user, I'm going to put... Okay, it's not letting me post it on there for some reason, onto the chat screen.
It just does not like you.
Oh, okay, it's going to be one of them days today. Let me log into Facebook and quickly post it on the screen so you can actually see it. And here we go. It'll just take 2 seconds. So, Jen, do you want to tell everyone, tell them the dates and everything, what's going on while I get this sorted?
So, obviously, it is Friday, the 23rd of June. That's right. That's next Friday. Can you believe it? I feel like I've been just in a time warp, It is finally going to be here. I've been working on it for so long. Oh, damn near a year now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we actually started planning for this event before last year's event.
As I sat next to Dean Shaw at the event last year, I was taking notes for what we did right and wrong and how we were going to do it this year. So I was sitting at TechMax planning this TechMax, if you can believe that.
That's it. We actually went to sign for this year's venue the Monday after last year's. So,
I thought he was nuts.
Yeah, well, I probably am actually, but there we go.
No comment.
So, right. Okay, guys. Here we go. So, oops, double dot. Hi, everyone. Sean from Broly IT. Oh, yeah, Richard Creedy saying double dot because that's what's put on. Yeah, okay, I get it. I'm also going to put that on the screen as well, if it'll let me in a second or two. Why do they update things? It's only been 3 weeks since we were on last, and they've changed everything. Oh.
Hello, Cormac. How are you? Hope to see you at TechMax next week.
Do we have an award for best looking tech? I don't think we do we?
Well, if we did, it would go to you.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, Cormac. Don't wear that way. Right, okay. Let's go through what's what. We don't want to take up all your time tonight, so let's go through the event, just in case there's people on here who obviously don't know what's going off and what TechMax is or anything along that lines. So let me get that up on screen.
And if you have any questions or concerns about the day and you're attending, let us know. That this is the place to address it. Like if you wanted to know about parking or disability facilities, anything you want to know, we'll do our dead level best to address it.
Yeah, there we go. So, right, let's start off then. So, TechMax is a trade event aimed at computer repair technicians, computer shop owners, phone repairers, vendors, distributors, anything really in the tech trade.
Call-out services.
Yeah, call-out services. Bedroom traders are not a common word, what people like, but
I like to say
you're welcome as well. But basics is everyone is welcome. Obviously, who's in obviously the tech trade. So we've got
Yes.
people from all sorts, coming from the smallest little stores to your really big stores, big vendors, distributors. And we've even got guests. I know there's people from PC World actually going to be visiting this year, so that'll
Yes.
be interesting. I'll have to do a shout out to the crowd and
And
the guests,
be
saying how many
nice
people,
to him.
how many people like PC World or something like
Be
that.
nice. I don't want to go over there and have to break up fights. Be nice.
There we go. There we go. You guys are going to kill me. I've changed my company name. Is this going to be a problem? I don't think it's going to be.
Carl, on the day, all you've got to do is just, tell me what you've booked it under, and I'll check you in and get you the correction made on your badge. If I
Yeah,
can get my words right,
that's it.
I'll
Pretty
just
much
I'll
good.
just correct your badge on the day, and that's
Yeah,
all. Just
no
bring
problem.
your receipt and everything, and we'll sort you out.
Yeah, we can just for anyone who does forget the tickets, we do have a facility there to search your name on the system and everything. So we're not going to just turn you away like that
No,
if you forget your ticket.
it's just easier if you do
So-
bring your ticket.
Right, let's go on to the event. So obviously, as we were saying, it's a trade event. I'm just going to get chat to disappear just for a few seconds so everyone can see what's going off. So as you can see, it's in 7 days and 4 hours. I think that's actually till like midnight sort of thing, the night before sort of thing. But obviously, I don't expect you, well, hopefully, turning up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Please don't.
Obviously, the event will be starting at 10 o'clock. The event is sponsored by Aerocool. So if you haven't checked out Aerocool's products and goods, please do. Their products are available from Case King. So obviously check that out. They do some really nice cases. I like is it the Scribe, the one what you can write on?
Scribble,
or
isn't it?
Scribe or Scribble, something along that lines. That's really
That
nice
thing
looking
is
case.
neat.
But,
Last year Dean brought one that his daughter did,
Yeah,
and it had an anime character on it.
yeah.
That was rocking. I don't know if you saw it. We've got some pictures somewhere from last year of Aerocool that we had in the advertising, and if you see this Aerocool case with like an anime figure on it, Dean, our sponsor, his daughter did that.
Yeah,
And she's a artist, a hell of an artist.
that's a good company to deal with, actually. And talking about sponsors, you can see here a list of all the vendors. And when I say all of them, there's still more to be announced.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for there's a few final people.
Yeah.
We even had one today just call up any way you can fit us in. So there are a few more to be announced.
We have had one or two to be added this week. CI Distribution joined us this week.
Yeah.
So, hello, Carlo. Been nice working with you on the way at CI Distribution.
That's it. We've had quite a few actually in the last few weeks. We'll go through the full list in a few seconds, but obviously we've got Aerocool, who's the main sponsor. We've got Strong as well. Strong's going to be there. They're also a sponsor of
Yes.
the evening meal, so that's going to be a barbecue meal. We'll go through the menu shortly. We've also got, how do you pronounce this one? I always get it
I
wrong.
always say Cuda.
Cuda or Coda.
I could be wrong, and I'm pretty sure that James Dean is cringing when I say it. But
So, I think I've asked him about 4 or 5 times, and each time I forget. But anyway, they're a marketing company. They do a lot of marketing for a lot of the vendors. What are actually going to be at the event? They're going to have some interactive stuff actually at the event, so you'll be able to play with that.
And they are sponsoring your drinks.
Yeah. So when you're attending the evening meal, or those of you who are, the drinks, what you'll be getting merry on, that's from Coda or Cuda, however you want to pronounce it.
So raise a glass to them. I should say a bottle, because it is a bottle bar. Raise a bottle and give them cheers on the night, because they deserve it.
We've also got PAX 8. They are the sponsors for the awards. We've actually got the awards just sitting over to my right, actually.
They're in the kitchen.
The kitchen area at the moment, because we've been going over, just double-checking everything to make sure is all the spelling's right, is everything fine, there's no marks
There's no
on them,
chips, there's no
we've
flaws,
put the wrong
no
people
nothing.
down or anything like that. We've gone over and checked it, and
I've had
checked it,
nightmares about them. If they make it in one piece to the event, I will just be happy as Larry because,
Yeah.
oh,
Right. So also coming, we've got. So let me just put the change the screen slightly so you can see this as well. Here we go. So probably not that view. There we go.
that's not the
So
best.
we've also got at the top, you can see distributors. I know CI distribution's been put at the bottom because they were sort of only just signed up, so we'll have to adjust that. But we've got TechPoint distribution going. We've got i3i distribution,
Yep.
CMS distribution. We've
Yep.
got Spire Technology, Target Components, Case King UK. We've got Bugs and Bytes Computing, Replace Base, Service Plus, Terra, VIP, and ALM Wholesale. And the vendors we've got, and sometimes there's some margins between, do you class them as a vendor and distributor because they're sort of half and half. But we've got Eurosoft, we've got Streamplify, I always get that one wrong as well, MSI, Cooler Master, Windows. I don't know why they want to call themselves Windows. I call them Microsoft, but apparently they're calling themselves Windows for the event. We've got Razer, we've got NZSoft as well. Recycle Your Tech, End Gear Game. Sorry,
Endgame Gear.
Get it the right way around. We've also got Norton there as well. Be Quiet, Cherry, Verbatim, Techware, Prevo or Prevo, depending on how you want to do it. Eclair, Lexar, NZXT, ISL Online, Hammer, EADR, which is East Anglian Data Recovery. Get it right. East Anglian Data Recovery.
Allison.
We've got Allison. We've got Cherry Extrafy there. So Cherry's just teamed up over, I think they bought out Extrafy, so you're going to see some gaming stuff there. We've got Pixel as well. We've got Glorious, Seasonic, Thunder X3, Marvo, Surefire, Akasa, Co-Link, Fantex, TP-Link, I get this one wrong a lot, Lian Lee, Iama,
Yay!
Apacer, CI Distribution, which we mentioned, Saxon or Synaxon.
Synaxon.
Get it right, Synaxon. Very PC, Urban Factory, and there is at least another 3 to 4 more to add on there.
You forgot when you said Verbatim, Surefire.
Surefire, they were on the next line.
Okay. Okay.
So we've got Surefire and Verbatim there. So again, so there's still more to be announced. Hi, Dan from CMS. Yes, we'll see you next Friday. And good evening to Daniel. Unfortunately, any chat what should appear on here is not showing on our separate screen, which is a bit of a pain at the moment. So if you have commented while the chat window is closed, please make that comment again so we can see it.
We will address it.
Unfortunately, that's the thing with live shows. Right, so let's just quickly go through the website, what's on here. So let's just enlarge it again. So I'll leave the chat window open.
Yeah, do please.
There. So let's actually make this a little bit different. Let's make us small, that one big, and that way we can see everything what's going off. Okay, right. There we go. So obviously you've got the website, shows you pictures. You can still book tickets on there. We have got daytime tickets still available if you are wanting to attend, which is pretty good. You've got information about the venue on there as well. Magna, if you haven't been, is basically, as it says, Science Adventure Centre, which that really doesn't sum it up, to be honest with you. It's a huge place. It used to be an old steelworks. In sort of between Sheffield and Rotherham. Part of it's classed as Sheffield, some's Rotherham. Officially it's Rotherham, but most people call it Sheffield. It's pretty much right next door to Meadowhall. So if you know where Meadowhall is, right next to the motorway, just come off there and it's not far from Meadowhall, basically. It doesn't take long to get there. And there's bus route which goes right between Rotherham and Sheffield. So if you are going public transport, again, you can get there. We've got that information on here, information about coaches, trains, buses, and so forth. So if you do want to attend and use public transport, you can do very easily. So yeah, can't wait to see you as well, Facebook user. Don't know who it is, but again,
I can't wait to see everybody and get a catch up going next week with people that attended last year and forge some new relationships with the ones that are new in attendance. So it's going to be a really good party, guys. Also, Magna, if you see the picture scrolling across of this red dining room, that's where we will be having the nighttime dinner and everything. And they have just upgraded that room, so it looks really pretty. and they're going to make it Tech for Tech's blue on the night for us.
Yeah,
I've requested that. So you see the royal blue around the center of the what I call the eye. That should be what color the wall is going to be for us. So we are special that way.
yeah. That's not the table layout we're going to have, by the way. It's
No.
a little bit posher than that.
We're
That's
not going to
just a-
have canteen style.
Yeah, that's just their day-to-day setup. But yeah, got nice RGB, especially for you gamers. So you could say it's a gamer room because it's got RGB
I
lighting.
wanted them to spell Tech for Techs or TFT out, but they told me that they would have to learn how to use software to
They've
do
already just
that.
had it upgraded.
So
Yeah.
I just didn't press when they said that.
There we go. All right, just quickly to go through the questions. Daniel, obviously this shows more about Tech Max than anything, but is the LTT screwdriver, that's the Linus
You can
Tech screwdriver.
You can
Is it
see
worth it?
a video about that.
Yeah, we did a video on YouTube. Personally, I like it. Jen
I don't.
doesn't. So it's really down to persons. If
Horses
you've got small
for
hands,
courses.
it's not going to be very good. If you've got big hands like me, then it's good. I must admit, I use it when I can find it. I keep misplacing it and putting it down in places. It's the problem I have with it.
But on to
it's a good
Tech Max.
screwdriver. Back onto Tech Max. So obviously, exhibition, you can check out that as well. That'll tell you all about all the different vendors we've got at the event. I'm not going to go through all them again because we've just mentioned them all. We've also got a page about the sponsors. So again, please read that about the sponsors. We've got obviously a list of everything what's going to be going off at the event. So
Yeah.
the show starts at 10 a.m. We do have our first talk. I know it's quite early, but they wanted it to do it. So it's at 10:15. It's security, AI, and PAX8 with Tom Welton. So it's basically a guy from PAX8, which is a cloud specialist company, talking about security AI. So that's pretty good.
So take you a cup of coffee in and stay awake.
That's
No
it.
snoozing.
We've asked the vendors to keep the talks pretty short, so 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Again, obviously some of them may go a little bit over, but basically there's 45 minutes between each ones. We haven't double done it, so there's like 2 or 3 shows going off at the same time, so there will be gaps. I always hate it when places do that because it always ends up being 2 things I want to see at the same time.
And you have to choose one over the other.
Yeah.
And if it's Phil and I going, we'll usually send one in to see one, and the other goes to the other,
Yeah.
and we compare notes after. But not everybody has that privilege of doing that.
So we've also got another talk on at 11 o'clock. So the power of marketing with gaming and esports and how it's no longer a niche, or if you're American, niche, with James Dean. That's not the famous James Dean, for anyone who's unaware. He's still a famous James Dean, but not the
this
one
one's
what you're thinking
alive.
about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, James Dean's going to be there. If you don't know James Dean, he basically runs Coda.
He's a really nice guy. When you meet him, you're going to really like him.
And he sort of deals with the esports leagues and stuff like that. So if you're wanting to get into anything to do with esports leagues, I suggest you actually speak to them. Or even go to that talk. At 11:45, we've got, I'm going to have to get this right, Cormac's TikTok takeover. So this is with Cormac, or Cormy, as you probably know him as. He's going to be doing a talk at 11:45. This is obviously going to be talking about TikTok. I suggest you do actually attend it. It probably covers other bits as well. I'm going to be in attendance for that one, that's for sure.
You are allowed to bring in potatoes and throw them at him.
Yeah. No, you didn't hear that from me. So no potatoes at Cormac. So you might hit the screen, and they're expensive. But there we go. So he says it's going to be an interactive show. So I suggest you make sure you've got your mobile phones with you, because he's going to be doing something unique by the sounds of it. So yeah, definitely go to the Cormac's TikTok takeover. We've got lunch between 12 and 2 p.m. So obviously the talks do overlap that slightly, but the lunch is a very large room this year.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about going in time slots like we did last year. Obviously, we were limited on space last year, so obviously, don't worry about if you're in a talk it overlaps slightly because you've got 2 hours to go in there and get food.
And basically, you are adults. You know when you're hungry, you can go and get food when
Yeah.
you're hungry, and you shouldn't be having to be told, when can I go get something to eat? So
That's
just
it.
use your best judgment, and if it's crowded, it will rock on a pretty good bit. So
Yeah, that's it. So lunch between 12 and 2 is going to be similar-ish to last year, but beefed up a little bit for you. So it's basically sandwiches because trying to find something what fits everyone. But we've asked for no like mayonnaises or anything put on the actual
yeah,
sandwiches. They will be separate, so you can put your own dressings on, which is pretty good.
because
There's going to be extra salads
I
on
hate
there.
ketchup. He hates mayonnaise. We both hate mustard. That doesn't leave any condiment out there covered.
Yeah.
So what basically I asked the lady at Magna, I said, is there any way that we could get some little sachets on the side, and let
Mhm.
people use what they want
Yeah.
instead of having to order a gazillion sandwiches one way and this,
Mhm.
that, and the other? And she says, of course. So give Hannah at Magna a round of applause for that.
So yeah, so you got the sandwiches and twice cooked chips. You got chickpea, sweet corn, red onion salad, selection of cake slices served with vanilla whipped cream. We'll go over the evening meal in a few minutes, but that gives you a rough idea for the lunch. Cormac, don't get annoying our guests, please. So yeah, he's trying to get people to dance at the venue. Anyway, let's move on. So 2 p.m. we've got Battle of the Distributors. This was popular from last year. Again, we're still trying to get some of the vendors to 100% confirmed. Hopefully, it should be Target, Spire, VIP, and PAX 8. So if you're not aware of this show or you weren't attending last year, this basically means that your big distributors will be getting up on the stage and they will be telling you why they're the best. They may even say other things like why the other ones are not so good. Probably not. They're usually very diplomatic, I must admit, and they're usually
they
pretty
do
friendly.
play well
They
together.
do
don't
play
they?
well, better than you'd expect, to be honest with you,
Yes.
considering the competitors. But yeah, that's there. Very interesting last year and very popular show. We've also got 245. Why distribution still means a great deal with Mike Botto. If you don't know who Mike Botto is, he works at Spire Technologies.
Really
Brilliant
super
guy.
nice guy.
So I would suggest going to that again. It's going to be more of a generic talk. Obviously, he is from Spire, and the same with most of the talks. They're going to be pretty generic. They're not going to be saying, "Yeah, you need to buy from us." Blah blah blah. He's going to be telling you what the benefits
as
are.
charismatic as Mike is, I can't see it being boring.
No, I'm pretty sure that will be a very interesting one. Next up, we've got winning in a cloudified world. So, winning in a cloudified world, unleashing the potential of technology retailers with Philip Morgan. So, if you don't know Philip Morgan, he used to run the Network Group. He's heavily involved with PAX 8 at the moment, and I think he gets into a lot of things, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he does.
Entrepreneur is basically what he is, and I would really suggest going to see that at 3:30. And then at 4:30, we'll be doing competitions and prizes in the same area. The area where we're doing the talks and stuff in is quite a large area. It's got room for 250 people in there. So again, everyone
and these
should be able to
vendors
fit in
are
there.
going to be giving away prizes that, in theory, should have a minimum value of £75 each.
Mhm.
So it's going to be worth it to hang about and get a ticket. And I will be handing out tickets to those of you who are left. Just come up to reception, get a ticket, and then we'll put them in a big bowl and draw names and everything.
Slightly different than last year when we draw the same
I learned last year what not to do, I tell you.
Yeah.
But
it's basically a raffle.
I'll be giving out raffle
everyone's
tickets.
got a chance, so makes it easy.
And after that, we will rock on to 6 p.m., I do believe it is, and have our dinner. And on the dinner, the menu is barbecue spiced chicken wings, Cajun spice pork belly, smoked pulled beef, aubergine and courgette skewers, tomato, oregano, and red onion salad, buttered corn on the cob with glazed sesame seeds, and pink coleslaw. So that made me hungry just reading
Yeah.
that out.
So similar-ish to last year with a few little twists,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
pretty. And again, it's going to be buffet style as well. So
Yes.
even though you're going to have set places, again, this bit is for people who have bought evening tickets
Yes.
only. And
Yes.
bear in
Our
mind,
VIP section.
yeah, if you haven't got evening tickets, unfortunately, we have sold out. But what I would suggest you do is when you get to the venue and you check in your normal ticket, ask to be put on the reserve list because there
Yeah.
will be people who do not attend. It's going to happen.
It happened last year. Even people that came in with full intentions of staying on the night came to me at the end of the day and said, "Cross my name off the night list. The missus has called. I got to go home."
Yeah.
Stuff like that has happened. And,
Little Billy's having a tantrum. So I need to go home or something along that lines. But yeah, so if you are wanting to do the evening, we're not. If you haven't got them, we're not saying you can't, but do put your name down.
And
at
I'll do my
reception.
best for you. I really will. So put your name on the reserve list if you sincerely want to come, and I'll do my best to work you in. Obviously, I won't be able to work everybody in. I mean, so if you don't get a ticket and your best buddy did or your competition did, it's nothing personal. It's first come, first serve on the list.
Exactly. So that's pretty good, to be honest. And again, this is for evening ticket holders only for the evening. We also have entertainment on as well in the evening. We've got the wonderful Maz Rhodes. I would put a video on, but I've posted it out there. Unfortunately, we'll get copyrighted because of the music on there. But it's basically Little Girl, Big Voice. She is actually a Tech for Tech's member, has been for a long time.
And
you
a
may have seen her.
Big voice does she have?
You may have seen her on some of the past Tech Talk shows we have done in the past.
She was on Ladies of Tech.
Yeah, she's going to be doing the evening entertainment. But just before we do the evening entertainment, we will be doing the awards as well. So we'll be giving the awards out, as we've already mentioned. We've got, I think it's 21 awards altogether to give out. There'll be myself and Jenny who will obviously be doing that. So again, if you want to see, or if you're not sure if you've even been nominated, because I've had a few people message me and say, "Oh, I didn't realise I was nominated or got through to the finalist or whatever," make sure you check out the Tech for Tech's website. I'll just show you here. So it's pretty straightforward to get the Tech for Tech's website up. Let me get it.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you just go to techfortex.co.uk, same as usual. Click on awards at the top. It'll take you to this page. You can see the finalists on here. The names are in no particular order, but you can see best distributor, gaming, refurbished tech, account managers, blah, 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 peripherals, and so forth, including community experts, best online stores, and all that, and so forth. So they're all on the website. But there's going to be one person from each category going to be winning. We will also mention the runner-up as well. Artwork will be available for the runners-up and the winners. And obviously the winner gets a nice shiny award as well, which we've been spending all day polishing. But there we go. But that's the website there for the awards. And last thing to mention, obviously, again, before we go on to that, if you do want to read more about these talks, what we have got going off, the information is again on the website. I'm not going to go full in depth about that now. Hotels are available. There is a promo code for the Juries Inn. I think it's actually changed name now, but it's basically the same code. So it's Magna, the promo code. But do check around other hotels. You will probably find probably better deals. Just looking on booking.com. There is hotels available 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 and odd. So plenty of different choices depending on your actual needs and wants.
To Facebook user who is coming from Target, the question is not who is coming from Target. The question is who is not coming from Target, because they are really
in
full swing there.
I think, is it 8 of them?
I do believe there's about 8 of them coming from Target.
I haven't got the names in front
I
of me.
do know that Michael will be there.
Yeah, Michael the boss.
Victoria will be there.
Yeah,
Sean.
Sean will be there.
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, Scott and Corey.
Yeah.
What's the other guy? Martin? Is it Martin?
I don't know if he's coming or not. Is he?
I think it's Martin Kirby, though. I'm trying to
Right,
think.
yeah. So he's in marketing. So there is
sure.
about 8 of them altogether. Obviously, we're not going to go through the list of everyone going to be there because we've got like over, I can't remember the last count, but we've got close to 700 people total going. So trying to remember everyone's name is not easy. But yeah.
I've been reading these names like every day of the year over and over on the RSVPs. It should be etched in my brain, but I've been having Max nightmares for the last week or so. So ask Phil, all of a sudden I'll jump up in the middle of the night, just wake him up, and it's like a scene from Poltergeist.
That's it. Right, guys, is there any questions what any of you have not asked yet that you want answering? I've got a few what have been common, what we've been getting messages from. I'm going to go over some of the ones, what the vendors keep asking us as well first. They've been asking quite a few. Again, this is for the vendors and distributors, the ones who are going to be exhibiting.
And I've got suggestions for them as well.
Okay, so they're asking what time do they set up from, which is 7 a.m. We've already sent you the paperwork over, but just in case it hasn't been passed around your team, 7 a.m. The show starts at 10, but you need to be ready for 9:30. There will be tea, coffee, water, and I think it's cookies available for the distributors in the morning while they're setting it up. Also, throughout the day, just to let you guys know, this is for everyone, there will be a bar all the way through the event. So there was actually 2 bars, so you'll be able to get soft drinks, alcohol, and snacks. So if you find that the lunch just isn't enough for you,
but
or
it's
you're
cashless.
eating a bit more, it's available throughout the day. Again, yes, as Jen said, it is like last year, it is cashless. John's asking a good question there. Dress code. Because it's an all-day event, we don't expect people to go away halfway through and come back and change. So just as you are, basically come in your workwear, as long as
you're
smartish.
clean. As long as you're clean, that's all we ask.
Yeah,
really.
As long as you're not coming as a tramp, you should be fine.
As long as everybody doesn't come in and smell the place up.
So no need to go away changes, no need for suits, no need for tuxedos.
Yes.
Just basically come.
Yes, Richard, smart casual.
Smart casual, as long as you look all right. Jeans are fine, trainers are fine. We're not going to kick you out, sort of thing. So
as a matter of fact, if you're wearing trainers, you're probably doing the smart thing because your feet won't hurt.
That's it. So just going back to before I go
Corby,
back to the chat,
we get officially kicked out at 11:45
last orders, and then that gives you about 15 minutes to get out. So but we'll go over the drinks and stuff in the bar in a few seconds. But so the show starts at 10 o'clock, lunch 12 till 2. Again, this is information mainly for the vendors. Pack-up time for the vendors and the distributors is basically 4 p.m. and onwards. This is the time we'll be doing the competitions in the side area. And they will be all supplying, or they've been told to, supply at least £75 worth of goods. So that means you can see prizes anywhere from sometimes vouchers. We've saw software. I know Eurosoft gives some really expensive software. Last year there was a laptop up for grabs, lots of different things. So computer cases, components, peripherals, all sorts. So obviously there's going to be at least around about 75 items should be up for grabs. So dimensions of the areas. Again, it depends on what you book, guys, but basically the smallest area is 2.5 meters by basically 1.8 meters wide. So you should have plenty of room there. So basically room for, and you're supplied with a 6-foot table with tablecloth and power. The evening meal we've already spoke about. The venue will do its best to clean surfaces and stuff like that. So if you want to bring your own sanitizers and masks and so forth, please do.
Yes,
So
because they will not be providing masks. If you want a mask, you've got to bring your own, and your hand sanitizer. I would probably recommend a small bottle be kept behind your stand because you're going to be shaking hands with numerous people on the day, and well, not everybody washes hands.
that's it.
That's all
So
I'm going to say.
one thing what might be for all of you who are watching is the exhibition area is in a large room and it's a
Mm.
tall room. If it's a cold day, obviously, hard to tell always the day before, but if it's going to be a cold day, I would suggest bringing a jumper or a jacket or something with you because obviously these big old factories, it's like a huge warehouse in reality, can get cold, even though they do have things called heating. Trying to heat a space like that takes a long time, especially with people going in
I
and
just
out
can't
and so forth.
imagine a heater on in the
Yeah.
middle of June.
In theory, looking at the temperatures and weather,
Um,
we should be all right, but
I just
mhm,
no.
that's it.
Bring a
So,
jacket. I'm not turning the heat on.
yeah, that's it. Vendors can drop off stuff before the event, the day before only, between 9 a.m. and 4:30. If you're not sure how to or whatever, get in contact with us. You've got our details. All your items will require to be PAT tested. Please bring your PAT certificates with you if you haven't
Yep.
already sent us. That's for any items over a year old, and obviously for health and safety.
And they will be doing random checks. I was told this. If they are in question,
Mhm.
if they see something questionable, that they will ask for a PAT certificate. And
Yeah, and
so you
if
don't
obviously
have it.
if you don't have it, you can't plug it in. It's
Yeah.
simple as that, or it gets refused. So please make sure you do. For anyone, and this goes for anyone below the age of 16 is coming. We're not catering for children. They are welcome
Yep.
to a certain degree because obviously people are learning, training. We've got a lot of training
Yep.
things going off. Actually, I know about. I think Ken from Canny Clever's bringing a few
Yeah, he's going to bring
um,
some work
students
work
work experience, was it?
yeah, work
Yeah,
experience.
and
And
so
yeah, I think that's a good
yeah,
thing, but it is adult event and you're going to have adult talk, so just
yeah.
know that.
So just bear in mind, we're not going to be supplying chicken nuggets and chips for lunch and stuff like that for them. Okay, so it's the same menu as anyone else. So if you're not
Yeah.
sure when you attend, come to the venue, what you're doing, come to the main reception. But if you are a vendor or a distributor, that's people who are exhibiting with stands, come to the back of the building. It's quite easily signposted before you get to the car park. You just turn left, and the sort of a entrance with big doors and lots of them, where you can basically get your stuff in and out of. So
Some people were asking me about what to bring, the vendors.
okay,
And basically, I'll go over what was on the list that I gave you in the packet when we first invited you to TechMax. Bring yourself a refillable water bottle. Not a water bottle full of water from the outside because you'll be refused. But bring yourself a water bottle like we've got up here on the shelf, up here, the blue one, and that way you can refill it throughout the day and not have to buy oodles and oodles of drinks and water and keep yourself hydrated.
that's only for vendors and
Yes.
distributors.
Yes.
The rest of your guests, you can buy
Yes.
drinks at the bar
Yeah.
if you wish.
And hand sanitizer, as I said, and masks. You will need paper towels and things to clean with, probably on your area if you want to shine up the cases to get the fingerprints off of them and monitors and things like that. You'll need to supply your own, as well as the liquids and squirty stuff to clean with. Um, I would probably say a extension, and make sure that it's PAT tested or brand new for power. Incentives for new and current customers to use your products or services, free products, credit, all that. It never goes amiss. And bring business cards. Everybody goes, what was that guy's name on this, that, and the other stall? And if you hand out a business card, it just makes it that much easier to remember you, and it has your details on it. And you'd be surprised how much more business you get handing out a business card. I always say it makes it that much more personal.
Yeah.
So bring those. And if you're doing a little raffle on your own style, bring yourself a bowl or a jar, for people to drop their business cards into. And then you can pull out theirs and announce the winner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I recommend for vendors to bring. Obviously, we're not going to have the guests walking around with the goldfish bowl.
Something for everyone. Again, vendors especially, if you're going to be there all day, make sure you bring your personal items like medication, EpiPens, and anything like that you will need. Just going over to the chat, so let's have a look. Will there be extension leads available if power is not localized? There should be a power socket, at least one power socket for every table. We have sent over stuff saying, obviously, we recommend you bring your own extension
as
leads,
I just said.
as splitters, as Jen said. But obviously, make sure they're a year or less. Otherwise, they will need to be pack tested. So anything over a year old, electricity-wise, will
and
need
if they
to be
look
pack
like
tested.
they've been through hell, they will be refused.
Yeah, so if they look like they've been run over by a truck, then yeah, obviously. So look, Ken wanted the chicken nuggets as well. Right, guys, is there any more questions you've got? I've got somewhat coming from what we've been getting a lot in here.
Yeah.
So if you've got any, please ask. One of the questions was people with disabilities, do we have access and so forth?
Yeah.
Right, the venue is completely flat, what we're using. So from the car park into the building, there may be a mini, like 1-2 degree incline, if that, to get into the main entrance. But there's no steps, no big ramps or anything like that. The car park's all flat, same level, going all the way through the venue. Just to show you some of the pictures inside, it's all completely flat. That's the main exhibition room we're using. It's hard to tell from there, but you can probably tell at the top. You can see the big lighting systems and everything in there.
Yep.
This hall's about 100 meters long, so it gives you a rough idea how big it is. But the corridors and everything in there are very wide. There's plenty of room for you to go up and down, so you shouldn't have any problems regarding mobility. So if you're in a mobility scooter or you're in a wheelchair, you've got no problems getting in and out. And if you do have issues, you can ask the staff. And one thing to add to that, they do have radar key access as well. So for obviously disabled facilities, they do have the radar key access. So you can obviously use those if you wish.
When we were there last time, just giving it one more go over and look around, they had it dressed for this occasion that Chatsworth was having in the main room that we're going to be using for the vendors and distributors and everything. And the room was absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had turned this big long hall around to look like a dinner service. And I thought somebody was getting married, They had these beautiful flowers, and all the flowers were from Chatsworth Gardens on the tables. And it was absolutely beautiful. And I thought, oh, this is neat for a multi-purpose. You could so much you could do with it. I kind of regretted having the night do in the red room. It's like, oh, I wish they could have flipped it around for us.
Yeah, in one way, but he's finding everything to fit in. Asking, can you bring your mascot? Depends if it's a living or
is it a rabbit?
It's not dead, but if it's
for knowing Haley, it's going to be a rabbit or a cat or a dog.
I'm guessing it's a stuffed animal or a sign or something. So if it's breathing, maybe. If it doesn't breathe,
I
then
don't know.
Okay.
That's a long stretch because cats and dogs and rabbits. Yes.
Trust there to be someone asking
PC
that
Guy,
question.
absolutely. There will be a refuse service after at the bar if they see that people are just well on their way and don't need to be served anymore. So yes, there is a limit.
So yes, there is a limit. Basic says don't drink too much and don't be silly, and there is security
Yeah.
in there, so they will escort you out.
And there's a Jenny.
Yeah, and Jenny. So
If all else fails and security has to come get me, things just got real. So you don't want that.
Yeah, should be all right there then. So, right, so that's disabilities covered. What time can you get in? As we said, 10 o'clock. I would suggest you get there a little bit before, to be honest with you. We may let people in just a slightly before 10 because obviously the first talks are at 10:15 and we want to obviously get people in as quick as possible. Can you still get tickets? Yes, you can. They're on the website, tftmax.com. Pretty straightforward. Or you go to the Tech for Tech's website and it's plastered all over that. You can't miss it. So, yes, you can get tickets. Even the tickets have sold out, though. We've been asked this a lot. You've already covered it, but a lot of people have been asking, can I have evening tickets? These pretty much sold out months ago, and we've had a reserve list, and we've gone through pretty much most people on the reserve. I did put
some night tickets on about a week ago in the group, and those went.
Yeah.
So
we've done most of the reserves and covered stuff like that. So if you are wanting to do the evening, there is no tickets at the moment, but I would suggest you check with reception at the venue, put your name down, and you should be fine. Parking. There is 399 vehicle parking spaces. I've been told that they'll even open up the staff parking area as well, if needs be, which will obviously give you even more parking, which includes 8 disability bays as well. So, and they're near the main entrance, obviously. Where is Magna? It's slap bang between Rotherham and Sheffield. So right next to Meadowhall, as we said at the beginning. Postcode is S601DX. It should take you straight there on your sat-nav. Does with me. But it is signposted from all the main roads. It's pretty straightforward to get to, in all honesty. There's sort of like a roundabout. It tells you this way, and you go up there, and then it says turn left here, and bang, you're there. So it should be pretty straightforward. The venue is cashless, so that means you've got to pay with debit, credit cards. No, you can't use checks. So you've got to use credit, debit cards. The bar with alcohol and soft drinks and snacks will be able to obviously purchase throughout the daytime event. So if you're wanting a beer at I'm presuming it'll be open at 10 o'clock. Beer at 10 o'clock, you could have one, but I'd pace yourselves. Yes, they do have Guinness. That is a common one. So if Dan, you're still watching,
Guinness is not on the free bar.
No, that's not in the evening, but in the daytime, Guinness is available to purchase if you wanted one. So the evening will be a free bottle bar. There will be bottles already on the tables already. There will be a bottle bar for the evening, which includes soft drinks as well and glasses of wine. And that's from around 6 p.m. or when we start the evening section until 10 p.m. The bar will be open after 10 p.m., but you will have to purchase your own.
We have a question here. Can you leave your car outside overnight? I would not advise that. I would not.
I'd double check Blue Bolt with them if you can do that, but obviously, like most parking places will say, they will say, obviously, it's down to your own and everything. If it gets broken into,
it could even be clamped. I mean, you never know. You might
not on the private land. It won't be unless they've got permission. But we'll.
That's what I'm saying. You need to get permission.
Yeah.
With them and everything. If you're going to do that, failing.
I wouldn't be surprised if they said yes, but I will double check on that one for you. I'll post it in the group and tag you in. So there you go. TS cold. Okay. Not sure what that means, but okay.
Well, I guess cold. Yeah. Best thermal paste ever. All right, then. Well,
okay.
That remains to be seen.
Well,
but
if they send us some over, we'll get it tested.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's up for debate.
So
anyway, back to
the main things. So event closes 11:45. I said, will there be the TechMax 2024? Yes, there will be. Well, we've got to get through this one yet, and as long as we don't blow the place up, yes, there will be. We keep getting asked this because vendors are already interested in next year's already.
And the venue.
Yeah. A lot of people, it's a bit late for us to change this. But will there be a TechMax I've already done that one. Why is it down twice? No idea. Why is it
Because
up
you're
north?
Phil, why
Yeah.
not?
I've had a lot of people ask, why is it up north? Why is it in Sheffield? Well, one, it's got to be close to us because we're organising it. We're the organisers. We're doing it. We're not getting any outside companies doing it. It's all
Yeah.
also it needs to be close to us. Plus, what the hell is wrong with Sheffield? Nothing. It's got two brilliant football teams, one in the Championship now and one in the Premiership. It's got a lot to see. You've got lots of sites around it. You've got Meadowhall. You've got the likes of Chesterfield. You've got Chatsworth, the Peak District. It's a brilliant place to go. So if you haven't been to the area, I would suggest staying a couple of extra days and having a look at all the different things. Yorkshire's pretty good, to be honest with you.
And they got a great cup of tea.
Well, that's it. Yorkshire tea. You've got to make sure you have that. And don't forget your Yorkshire pudding. There we go. Another question is, do I need to attend to win an award? Well, if you've been listed in a finalist, then you don't actually need to attend to win an award. We would recommend that anyone who is a finalist does attend, but there is nothing saying that they have to actually attend to actually win. If you don't attend, obviously, if you're a vendor and you win, we'll ask one of your distributors to collect it. And if you're a tech and you're not there and you don't have any friends there or whatever, that's if you've got any friends. but basically, we'll actually post it out if needs be. So,
but we would like for you to be in attendance if you can to pick it up. It just looks better, doesn't it?
That's it. So let's have a look.
You've offended someone in Rotherham.
Let's have a look. It's not in Sheffield, it's in Rotherham. Us Rotherham do take offence. There we go. So, as I said, it's between Sheffield and Rotherham. The reason I say Sheffield a lot is because I know a lot of people are staying in Sheffield. Last year's event was in Sheffield, and it's actually got a Sheffield postcode as well. So that's why I keep saying Sheffield.
Horses for courses.
Yeah, it's one of them things. So it's right on the edge. So, I'll let you take offence. I'm not sure who it is, but I'll let you take offence this time. But there's nothing wrong with Rotherham either. There's probably plenty to see in Rotherham. I can't say I've been to Rotherham for a long time, though, I must admit. I know their football club's not the best in the world. I'm probably winding someone up now. So. Oh, is it S60s of Rotherham? I thought it would have started with an R code or something like that.
I thought that all S postcodes were Sheffield.
Yeah.
Because we have S postcode down here.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's how it goes. So I'll let you off. But anyway, more people know where Sheffield is than Rotherham. So that's another advertising thing for you. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with Rotherham. Right, anything else you want to add,
I was
Joe?
asked the other day on the phone what will be made available on the night to drink if you don't want alcohol. So for those of you who don't do alcohol, we will have water, tonic, there's J2O, there's Coke, there's Diet Coke, there's lemonade, juice, and cordial.
Yeah.
So if you don't drink, there are non-alcoholic options that are included on the free bar as well.
That's it. Right, guys, do you have any more questions you've got about the event? Because it's just over a week away. If you haven't bought tickets, I suggest you do, because, well, it's going to help you get in, that's for sure. I'm going to put a QR code on the screen for you right slap bang there, so you can just scan the QR code or just go to www.tftmax.com or go to the Standard Tech for Tech's website, and you can also get to it from there as well. So it's really up to you how you want to go about it. So there's plenty of ways to get a ticket. So anyone else got anything before we call it a night? Is there anything else you want to chuck in there, Jen?
Gosh, I'll just pitch it to you like I would anything else. Bring your significant others, your brothers, your mothers. Bring everybody you know to TechMax. Get them a ticket booked in tonight. If you don't have one, make sure that your sister's got one. Make sure that your aunts and uncles have them. I mean, bring the whole tribe with you. Get them booked in, and it's only a quid to attend. This is the lunch tickets because, as Phil said it numerous times, the evening has been sold out. But get on in there and see what it's all about. It's a big event. Big, 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 big. You thought last year was big. Well, let me tell you, this one is extremely big. It's huge. And I think you'll enjoy it. So go on, get in there and get tickets.
Right. Okay. So that's definitely good. Let's have a quick look. So, just wondering, how are you going to meet and greet so many people? Well, Jen's going to be on the reception with a couple of staff we've actually hired in for the event. So obviously she's going to be doing the tickets and stuff like that. So obviously meet her. You'll obviously see me back and forth and around. I'll probably be on the reception for periods, but I'm going to be helping the vendors and distributors set up, mainly making sure the talks and stuff like that.
You have a final question.
We've got a couple of things actually. So looking forward to visiting and catching up. So yeah, Ken, it's one of those things for us. We don't enjoy it like when we go to other events, though. To be honest, because we
don't get a chance to relax and look around, and it's
exactly. It's like
nerves.
It's like last year, people were saying, "Did you see so and so? What so and so?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I missed that. Just didn't have anything there."
That's why we got a photographer going around this time, so we can actually see what was there.
So next up, we've got next year. Can we have it over a few days? Well, it's one of those things, Ken, is trying to find vendors and distributors who want to do it over a couple of days. And it's got to be financially viable for them and us. I'm not saying it won't happen in the future, probably not next year, but we've got to get certain numbers of people coming. And the problem is with specifically trade shows like this, you've got to get enough techs coming to the event
to make it worth their while.
If we're getting 2,000 people coming, 1,000 each day, then that might be something for them. But obviously, it's got to be worthwhile for the vendors, because obviously it costs us more for the venue, which then we've got to pass the expenses on to them.
And we've got Maz saying hello to us.
Yeah, I was going to say that. So yeah, there's Maz, little girl, big voice. She will be on. I don't know if you saw Maz. We did put your artwork up and everything a few minutes ago and so forth. So she will be there doing the evening. So little girl, big voice. So I'll just get rid of the QR code so she can actually see her. There you go. So, and again, she is a Tech for Techs member in the past.
Maz is lovely.
Used to do her own repairs and stuff like that. So there we go. So I'm definitely looking forward to that on the evening. That's
you got too much. You're photo bombing us.
Yeah, there we go. So too much on the screen at once. Okay, good question next. I've been trading 27 years and seen most things I'm interested in. Not looking for new suppliers, etc. What benefits is there for the likes of me? Well, it's one of those things, it's always different for everyone. But with any event, and this is one reason why I attend more than anything, is the networking. A lot of people go,
absolutely,
networking, blah, 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 blah. But you get to talk to other people like yourselves. Obviously, me and Jen, I'm not sure who Facebook user is, obviously, we've owned our own computer store for 20 years, basically.
We've done that.
We know what it's like being you. We've obviously moved on to hosting these events, doing the reviews.
We've made the mistakes.
Yeah, we've made the mistakes you have. I've been heavily in debt with my computer store. Heavily.
Absolutely.
And had to get ourselves out of it. So I know exactly where a lot of you guys are coming from. The talks that we've mentioned, obviously you've got information about AI, cloud-based stuff. Talks about why distribution matters. You've also got to see what other distributors have got to say against each other. But it's one of those things, it's more, obviously, you get to see the newest stuff. Obviously, yes, you've been trading 27 years.
But some of this, most of this stuff has not been around for 27 years.
Yeah, well, I know for a fact that Aeropool's bringing stuff what hasn't even been shown in the UK before. So they've just shown some of it off at Computex. There may even be some things that they've been shown off there, and they'll be bringing, and other vendors as well will be speaking to, and they're bringing stuff
And I
as well.
was told by a reliable source that we were buzzwords at Computex.
Yes, I heard that. So
it was our people at Computex now. And for those of you who don't know, this is a big major event in Taiwan, isn't it? And they were buzzing about, are you going to TechMax?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they were joking to begin with
I
until a
mean,
few people said it, but yeah.
I mean, to me, that's a really big thing to be talked about across the globe. Uh,
Yeah,
I was just tickled pink when I heard about it.
that's it.
Yeah.
We've got John Merritt saying, obviously, he's looking forward to see us and everyone else next week. So we've got Richard Creedy. New techs can often be seen at these events. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's ideal thing to actually teach the new techs or talk to them. Some new techs have some really brilliant ideas.
And keep
Some of them have
yourself.
some bad ideas. And okay, I'm not telling you to tell them how to do it properly, but helping them obviously helps them do things right, and then obviously you'll be less annoyed with them because they're doing certain things. So it's obviously networking together not only obviously allows you to learn things, it allows you to pass on your knowledge to others. And you might think,
Yeah.
why do I want to pass my knowledge on to another computer store or another repair person? Because in all honesty, we all have things to learn,
Yeah.
and we all need friends out there to help us
And
out when we're ill or on holiday, or we might need to sell the store one day, or you just never know what's around the
it's
corner.
it's also important to keep up with technology, because
Mhm.
if you own a store or a repair service of any kind and someone brings something latest technology for you to fix, and you look at it like it's some sort of alien sitting on your counter, you're not installing them with confidence to leave it with you.
Yeah,
So I would advise everybody to just keep up and be in the know. It doesn't mean that you have to take a course at the latest college, to know how to do something, but just be familiar. Even just to carry on a conversation with someone about it. Don't ever appear to be technologically dumb
yeah,
to your customer.
yeah.
So,
That's good. But yeah, I think there's plenty to learn there. So, and yeah, as Carl says, 99% of benefits of these events are the networking. Yeah.
yeah,
And I've been to
absolutely.
events over the years. Target's done events, PCR's done events. We've done a few others as well. I can't even remember.
CMS?
Yes, CMS events as well, and so forth. And to be honest with you, yeah, 99% of the benefits are okay. Our event's slightly different than theirs, but 99% of it, obviously, are the networking. One thing you have to remember with our event as well, it's not sided to one distributor or vendor
Yeah.
than another. No offense to the Target shows, CMS
Nope.
shows, or anyone else's. I think Spire's got one coming
Yeah,
up as
they
well,
do.
and so forth. No offense to them, but our show is unique because they have to compete for you. So you're not going, and you're already a customer. You're already going to buy stuff from them anyway if you went to one of their events. But to ours, they've got to compete against each other to basically get you as a customer or keep you as a customer in
Yeah.
some cases.
Because
So,
they're going to have Joe Blow over here who's got the latest case
mhm,
that you're wanting, and they're exclusive to this
mhm,
distribution. And you're going to be like, well, why should I bother buying components over there
yeah,
if I can get it all here?
exactly.
What can you do for me? And there are deals to be made
Yeah.
at TechMax. There are
We've heard of some
deals.
interesting things from last year, but yeah.
Mhm.
So definitely speak to the vendors and distributors and ask
Do.
them what they can do for you, because they're
Yeah.
there to get your trade.
Yeah.
Okay,
That is your
You
question
guys-
to them. What's in it for me?
Yeah. You guys are getting there for a quid. So you're not paying. They're
That's
paying to stand there. They're basically paying for the venue and everything with
Mhm.
obviously the charges and the sponsors and stuff. So they want your trade. So you've got all that to leverage against them. So you basically put one against the other. Why should I buy at Target over CMS or VIP or Spire over,
Yeah.
I don't know, who else? i3i.
i3i,
and so forth. Why should I
CID.
why should I get cases from AeroCool instead of Be Quiet, or
Yep.
and so forth? You've got obviously there's different arguments to each side. Some of them obviously prices, some might be quality, some might be availability,
And don't
so
be
on.
afraid to ask them questions about if you've seen our videos. I heard that the airflow in this case is appalling. What are they going to do to rectify this, if anything?
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Do it. Let them know that you watch our
Oh, yeah.
videos.
Yeah,
Because they do take our videos and they go right. this is feedback that we've got on this.
Mhm.
And they do sometimes do revisions and everything. So you want to be in the know
Yeah, you
on
do.
that.
So, yeah, definitely. One thing I would advise you guys to just forward to this, bring with you, because the vendors and distributors there will have lots of point of sales of stuff. So that's like pens, cups, usually posters, and the usual stuff.
Bring
They'll
a
probably
bag.
have stuff. Bring a bag with you. Bring maybe 2 bags with you, big ones, just in case.
If
Because
you have a nice, and I hate to promote anybody, but I'm just going to randomly say Tesco. If you have one of those Bag for Life from Tesco that's really strong, and you know the one I'm talking about with the braided handles and everything, bring one of those in with you. No, it doesn't have to have fruits and vegetables. The Star Wars one will pass. Bring one of those, and you will thank yourself, because you're going to make trips to the car constantly if you don't. We went to the Target open day one year, and they had been giving out bags that the vendors had. And then we went the year after, and there were no bags.
Yeah.
And they were giving away all of this point of sale. And I think it was Scott that went down to the warehouse and had to hunt down a tender bag for
Yeah.
me for all this point of sale. God
Exactly.
bless him. He is so sweet. So
That's
don't
it.
be caught out like I was.
That's it. Let's quickly go for a chat, and then we're going to call it a night. So, Richard Creedy, I would love to afford to be able to go to Computech Tex as well.
Yes.
Well, it's one of those things. It's a long way, it's a long time, and then it's right above in front of our event as well. So we've also got Facebook user saying, "Thanks, guys, love watching and interacting with your streams when I can. May across for an hour or two." I recommend you do. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, as you can probably see from the chat, which is good. And we're not moderating the chat at all because our chat thing's not even working at the moment. All I can see is what's on the screen, so I can't moderate it. So everything's positive. I've not heard someone who has said that it wasn't worthwhile, and I think it goes to show that all the vendors and distributors, or pretty much most of them, apart from the ones which have basically gone bust, are pretty much.
And I like what Graham's having to say here, that he got some of the best deals of the year from CMS AeroCool at last year's TechMax.
Yeah.
Now that to me puts it all in perspective.
Exactly.
That's why you need to come. If you were wanting to know, that's why you need to come. And it's not going to be just CMS AeroCool. It's going to be everybody that's going to be offering stuff like this. Yeah. So Sharon, hello to you. If you don't know Sharon, this is your PC Check Eurosoft lady. So if all of you that use Eurosoft PC Check, this is the lady that is behind that.
Yeah, so have a word with her. If you don't use diagnostic software or anything advanced, or you're using these free ones or what are online, which are a little bit iffy, let's put it that way, then obviously Eurosoft's someone to be checking out.
I won't use free software again. I will only use Eurosoft PC Check. I'm absolutely spoiled to it, because when I'm trying to do diagnostics, I just don't have time to go here, there, and everywhere. So
there we go. So that's good to know. So there's a question for you there, Sharon, if you see it. If not, Richard, I suggest you get in touch with her. So back in the day, not seen the newer versions. Yeah, check it out. If you become a Facebook user, they're going to be there. So I would suggest checking it out. When we're doing reviews of stuff like memory, SSDs and stuff, we actually do stress tests on the products we're reviewing using Eurosoft PC Check. Don't get me wrong, we do use other things depending on what other tests we need to do and stuff like that. But generally, we use that mainly for the stress testing. And obviously, if we're building a new machine, we test it through with that as well. So definitely. And she says you've got the zero data and stuff. So anyway, right, guys. It's the end of the show. We've gone a little bit over, a little bit longer. I thought it was going to be about half an hour show tonight.
I did too, but
it's been an hour and 10 minutes.
I don't mind it, because it's been popping and everything, and
it's been a good show.
It's been
plenty
a good
of people
show.
watching as well, so that's pretty good. So guys, thank you for watching. Can't wait to see you all next week on Friday. Get there for just before 10 o'clock if you can. Get in that queue. Get in as soon as you can. Obviously, if you have got any special needs, disability, or whatever, make sure you ask for reception. If you're not sure where to come into the building, basically the car park, main entrance to the building, and you come straight in. I'll just show you one or two pictures of the venue before we go. So first of all, we've got a picture of Maz there, little girl, big voice, and let's go on to the next one. So as you've seen, that's a list of all the I say all the vendors and distributors. There are all a few more to add on there once we finally finalise them off. This is basically the main exhibition hall, which is absolutely huge, about 100 meters long, as you can see.
It's where we're going to be.
Scaffolding at the top to put lighting and stuff like that. It gives you an idea what it looks like lit up slightly differently. The venue will look like this from the outside, just underneath where it says Magna, behind the bull's backside.
If you don't see the bull when you're coming through the gate, you've gone to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Because he's huge.
So basically the entrance is behind the bull's backside anyway. So if you go in there, you'll be able to go in there.
I want to say something off color.
So there are plenty of things to do at the venue as well. There will be, you can get tickets if you do wish to go around the venue to have a look at the actual steelworks, because it's an old steelworks, as we said, which obviously they'll show you off how stuff was made. I think they've got like a wind, air, earth, and probably water and different areas. He
did say that one of them is under construction, I do believe.
I think they were refurbishing each area at a time.
Yeah.
So the evening meal will be in this area here. Obviously, slightly different table layout, but gives you a rough idea. Nice RGB wall there, so especially for you gamers. Another view of the building gives you an idea of the actual size of it. It's absolutely huge. Nice signage and everything in there, nice and clean and so forth, which is pretty good.
There will be signs on the day.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah at Magna is helping me out with this. Posting where to go, information on tables, where you're sitting. And if you go to the table signage, for the night do, it will be by company name in alphabetical order, so it's very easy to read. And there's signage of which way to go to get to where you're going on the day, like the big hall or the side rooms for talks. Everything should be pretty well posted.
That's it, yeah. So everything should be pretty good. Here's a quick picture of the actual venue. As you can see, there's lots of different rooms. So we've got the red, the main entrance is right at the bottom left. You can see the dotted line goes through the red hall, which they're going to have to rename because the line's now RGB. And then you just follow the dotted line.
RGB hall.
It takes you to the big hall, which is absolutely massive. Room 6 has also been used by Target. Room 5 by Aerocool. They do have separate things. They'll invite you into those rooms, tell you what's going off on the day, but they do have separate things going off there, and we have a few other bits and bobs.
Show them where to unload on the day of the vendors.
The guy, if you are a vendor, you'll be unloading at the back of the building, so at the top right of the picture you can see lots of little arrows pointing down where it's a big hall with little gaps at the top. That's basically where you'll be unloading, so you just basically come around the building from the left around to the back, and you can unload there, and then once you've unloaded, just park your cars up in the car park, and then you can come and get your stuff again later. Close up of the room, so this gives you a rough idea of the layout. Sorry for the crude diagram, because the system we're using won't let us copy like this because of copyright and so forth. And
I don't think it's too crude.
So, but it gives you an idea of the layout. So there's going to be plenty of tables and chairs around the venue. The demo area is actually going to be for about 250 people presentation area on the right. And then you can see all these numbers all the way around. These are all the different stalls for all the different people there. So there's going to be plenty of room there. Layout, it'll be a little bit more spaced out than that, but that gives you a rough idea what it's going to be done. And as you can see probably from the diagram, is every single table is taken. So we are completely sold out. Don't get me wrong, if you are a vendor and you do want to get in last minute, there is we need to know before Monday. We might be able to fit you in somewhere.
We would have to have clear payment though before you can stand.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the problem.
Yeah,
it's getting
it all done, but in that time.
Yeah.
So there we go. So I think we've covered most things. Loving the show, Russ from Lexar. Look forward to seeing you, Russell. We've got Steve Morehouse. Please stop by and get updated. Oh, sorry, it's Sharon talking to Steve. Sorry, yeah. So that's pretty good. We've got beer festivals that are great at Magna, and Mark's saying, will there be enough time between the events finish and dinner? Thinking of driving back to Houghton, take the loop back and get a taxi back to the venue. You'd have to be quick. The competitions are going off at 4:30. Yeah, it might be tight, to be honest with you.
I can see Sheffield rush hour being a problem.
So it might be a bit tight, to be honest with you, Mark, in all honesty. So if you did, you'd probably have half an hour. So I don't know which hotel you're at, but obviously it's going to be rush hour, as Jen said. So you will be struggling. And again, guys, you don't need to change or anything like that. You don't need to dress up or anything like that. So it may be just worth it for you, Mark, to stay at the hotel and get a taxi in the morning, or get public transport to the venue,
or maybe even put a change of clothes in the car, and go in the toilets at Magna and change.
He's not wanting to change. He just wants to take any loot he's got, like
okay.
To the hotel.
Just put it in the boot of the car.
He wants to get a taxi back to the venue so he can have a few to drink.
Yes,
and then get the taxi back a bit later. So you could do that a bit earlier in the day as well, I suppose. But obviously you're going to miss bits and bobs. So I wish there was more space between stuff, but there's only so much we can do in a certain amount of time.
I would like to let everyone know that next week we will not be having a show due to getting ready for TechMax.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be running around like a headless chicken going, I know I forgot to pack something, and I'm just not coming back here at 3:00 in the morning to do it. If it gets forgotten, it's too bad. So
we will be at the venue from roughly around about 6:30 in the morning on the Friday. So we'll be there to help any vendors and distributors who go, and we'll be there all the way till midnight. It's going to be a long day. But there we go.
I'm going to find a corner and have a nap during the day. I don't know about anybody else.
I think I need a nap just after this show, to be honest with you.
But
there we go. So does the main event end before the night starts? Don't get tickets for the evening, unfortunately. So Joshua, the main event, basically it's after the competition. So the competitions are going to be at 4:30. It's going to be more like a raffle. I suggest you go to that if you want a chance of winning stuff. The amount of prizes are going to be, there's a good chance that you could actually go away with something, and some of the things could be pretty expensive. If you are wanting to stay for the evening, as I said obviously earlier, I would suggest you ask reception, can you put us on the reserve list for the evening? And what we'll do is then shout you out later in the day if there are available spots, because there will be people who can't make it. Obviously, the sooner you get to the event and the sooner you get your name down, the sooner we give you a call out. So, so if you want to attend the evening, I'm not saying you can't, but check with the reception when you get there, and then people don't turn up or they forget to check in, and that's their own fault, then they won't be able to get into the evening. So because they'll need a special ticket to do that.
And if you don't see me on reception and you need to put your name down or something and you have questions, the girls will be there, or guys even. You just ask them, if it's important, to page me. I will be available for any questions, but probably most of the time I will be on reception.
That's it. I'll be out around and about. You'll see me running around. So if we don't get a chance to speak to you all in person, which is very unlikely, if there's going to be, let's just say 800 people there, obviously if we split that up between how many hours we're there, that means we'd get roughly 30 seconds to speak to it.
And please, I'm really bad with names and faces. I may know your face, and I don't know your name, or vice versa.
I'm the other way. Yeah, I know the faces and get the names wrong.
So please don't take offense. You might go, hi, Jenny, and I go, hi. And I'm thinking, I know you, but I can't remember your name.
Yeah. Especially when on Facebook you've got a picture as a dog on your profile. It doesn't help.
I only know you as Mr. Hoodie on your profile. If you've got a red hoodie, you need to show up in that red hoodie, and then I'll know what you look like.
That's it. Right, yep. Sharon Cormack's TikTok's TikTok. What was it?
TikTok takeover.
Takeover. That was it. I always get it wrong.
Ugh.
Cormack's TikTok takeover. They're definitely going to be a Super Bowl. I think most of those talks, if not all of them, are going to actually be pretty good. To be honest with you, I would pick out the ones you're wanting, and again, they're not terribly long. So we made it so it doesn't get boring, because there's nothing worse than going to these events and then you're stuck in front of people. And again, the talks are optional. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to. We're not forcing
If you want to just walk around and talk with people and network and natter, well, then you go right ahead. No one's forcing you off to the side to the talk. You go on your own accord.
Those are the events I'm not a fan of, to be honest. We've been to a few. Sorry if the vendors or distributors what we've been to do this. They do like the whole of the morning to like 12, 1 o'clock. They do talks, and 90% of it is...
It doesn't apply to the independent retailer.
Or we're not interested or whatever. But with our event, we've done it so you don't have to listen to a load of stuff. There's no big introduction speech or anything like that.
Nope.
Go straight in. Go straight to the vendors and distributors you want. You want to go see Sharon, you want to go see Russell, you're going to want to see the guys at i3i Distribution or whoever it may be first, you can go straight to them.
Yeah, to me, there's nothing more appalling at 10 a.m. than someone taking an hour to welcome me and me standing there wanting to fall over needing a cup of coffee.
That's it.
So we don't do that.
That's it. Right, guys, we're nearly at an hour and a half. I don't think we're going as long as Linus does when he does his shows for sometimes 3.5, 5 hours. But
no.
An hour and a half. An hour and a half for this show. When we were planning on 30 minutes, we've gone a little bit.
We've done well, though.
Yeah. So, right, guys, we are going to see you all, or at least those of you who are attending, which hopefully it's all of you, next Friday. So Friday the 23rd. It starts at 10 a.m. I suggest you get there early, and away we go. So there's going to be plenty to do, plenty to see, plenty of talks. You get to see me and Jen. Not that you probably want to anyway. I'd suggest seeing everything else first. Well, Jen, yeah, but me, no. But yeah, and if you guys don't know who I am, I won't say I'm going to be the tallest person there, but I'll be one of the tallest people there. And I usually stand out.
And I'm one of the shortest.
There you go. So that's it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you all there. So see you all later. Thanks again. Thanks for watching, Joshua, Richard, Sharon, Facebook users, everyone else. Thank you very much. And I'm going to leave you with this before we go.
Can you go and meet hundreds of people just like you, strengthen existing relationships and forge new ones with vendors and distributors, and meet some of the biggest names in the industry, where you can go and see the newest tech and services that you need to make your IT business grow. And there'll be thousands of pounds worth of prizes up for grabs. Then what's more, you'll get that for a quid. TechMax 2023 will be on the 23rd of June at Magna Adventure and Science Centre near Meadowhall in Sheffield. This event will be over 4 times larger than last year's event, and this year's event will incorporate a live tech awards, dedicated meeting rooms, demo and interactive areas, and up to 800 other techs just like you. Get registered now at TFT